Welcome to the GCNTech show.
Loads of hot tech this week, including a new time trial helmet, a new gravel bike, and a new time trial bike, which means the death of rim brakes is looming ever closer.
And we're discussing how to protect your bike from thieves and hopefully prevent it from being stolen.
Okay, this week we are discussing how to stop your bike getting stolen, because bike thieves, they're the scum of the earth, the lowest of the low. There is nothing and nobody worse out there.
There's probably a few people who are worse.
Okay, all right. But thanks to
they
tech.
are bad. They are the worst. So we're going to discuss, thanks to tech, what you can now do to help protect your bike better.
So this is kind of like a bit of a follow-on from last week's main talking point, where we were discussing, how to buy a second-hand bike safely, and it kind of got us thinking, didn't it?
Yeah. Now, the first thing we're just going to point out is this isn't really going to be a discussion about bike locks, because bike locks have a bit of a problem, right? Which is that the sad fact is that you can't leave your bike locked up in a public place if it's, I would say, worth more than 500 quid.
It feels a risk.
$600, because at that point, it is very stealable. And it doesn't matter what lock you have, they can all be broken into. And furthermore, a lot of, you guys who are viewing this, you have, nice bikes that are worth more than that. And also with the kind of riding that we're doing, whether it's gravel or road, you're typically not wanting to carry around a big heavy lock all the time.
It's the last thing I want on my bike.
And you keep your bike in a secure place at home. So with that in mind, we're going to focus more now on tracking devices.
Oh, and the tech that can also help you, things like privacy zones as well, because most people will use Strava or some kind of ride tracking platform. And by setting that, at least it means you're not making it obvious to people where your house is.
Yeah. So, trackers, there are several things that exist. And the most notable thing that is like the Family Fortunes or Family Feud top answer, if you're in America, is the AirTag. Now,
I have a sound effect there if we need that.
Now, the thing is with AirTags is they don't stop your bike getting stolen, obviously.
Yeah.
But the idea is that by installing this kind of tracking device on your bike, you will be able to track it down and get it back. And they're also useful for travelling, as we found. Didn't find, because we didn't have them, when Virgin Atlantic decided to lose all of our bikes en route to Tucson.
So the important thing with a tracker is to make sure it's hidden out of sight. And there's loads of good places to hide them on your bike. You've got inside the bar end, down the seat post, if you've got a little cover under the bottom bracket. Loads of bikes have covers for internal cable routing, you can hide them there as well.
Get them inside the frame.
Inside the frame, good spots to keep them out of sight effectively.
Yeah. The problem though is that trackers like an AirTag actually aren't as good as what people think. And my understanding is that they did used to be better, but the problem is that naughty people, not bike thieves, but other naughty people who like Martha in Baby Reindeer, stalkers.
Brilliant reference.
Could have used an AirTag to stalk people. And so they had to create this anti-stalking feature on them. Now what that means is if the bike thief has an iPhone, and you install an AirTag on your bike and they take your bike away, then after about 30 minutes or so, they will get a notification pinging on their phone that an unknown AirTag is
constantly within their location.
Is following them around.
I did not know this.
Which then alerts them. I mean, they don't have to be the smartest thief to think, oh, maybe there's an AirTag on the bike I just stole. At which point then they're going to go and search for it and discard it or whatever.
So this to me seems like a huge flaw. So is there a way around this?
Well, the other thing is that the AirTags have a little chirp sensor on them as well. So you can search for them and then they make a little chirpy noise so the thief can track it down even more easily.
So the idea behind that is to help you find your keys, presumably.
Yes, because that's what they're primarily designed for, helping you find your keys. Yeah. Now, what people are actually doing is modifying AirTags so that they don't make the noise, like they're damaging the noise-making part.
Of course, yeah.
And so that it doesn't make the noise, and then hiding them in the box.
It makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah, but another development on this, which I think is really cool, is this. So this is a pretty new power meter. It's come out this year. So it's the 4i Precision 3 Pro.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So it's available single-sided or dual-sided. And well, according to independent people, although it's built onto the Shimano crank, it's actually a very reliable power meter.
I like the way you phrased that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what's exciting about this is in here, it has effectively like an AirTag built into the power meter.
That technology, like the Find My technology.
Yeah,
that is
that.
incredible.
It's the Find My technology.
Yeah.
So the downside is that it's not yet compatible with Android devices.
Yeah.
It is, again, just something for Apple devices. But that's pretty cool because it means you've got a tracking device built in.
Yeah.
You've got that functionality, but there's a few nuances to it. So this doesn't work when, as an AirTag, or the Find My function doesn't work, when it's being ridden.
Which makes perfect sense,
as a power meter.
Yeah.
However, when you put your bike to, at the cafe or whatever to rest, after about 5 minutes it goes to sleep and it turns itself into Find My mode.
That's actually a really good idea.
Which means that if the thief takes it, and it's in like transit, or they ride it away, it's not pinging location data, but then it means that there's a good chance that when they come to a place where they stop, which is probably their hideout, then it will ping that location.
And presumably that means that the battery's going to last as long as possible, so then you've got more chance of trying to recover your stolen item.
Well, not only that, but it basically, this doesn't chirp, like an AirTag does.
Okay.
So what could happen is the thief might go, right, well, I've searched for an AirTag. I can't find an AirTag on this bike.
Nothing beeping at me.
But I have found this little coin cell battery thing here. We'll take that out. So they take that out, but then they sell the bike. Yeah. What's the first thing the person that buys it going to do?
Put a battery straight in there.
Get the power meter working.
Fire that bad boy back
Fire up the 4i, and then at that point, it's going to ping a location.
Yeah, but
back to you, and you're going to go get your bike.
I know what's going to happen. You're going to have in this really awkward, awful situation. You're going to find your stolen bike. You're going to go to some unsuspecting person that's potentially bought it and go, slightly awkward. You seem to have my stolen bike, which I assume you've just paid someone good money for.
Yeah, and this raises a whole nother issue with the whole thing of tracking devices on bikes, because it depends what country you're in, and it depends what the laws are within that specific country. Or perhaps even what state you're in. Yeah. But there is this thing around like vigilante justice. It's like once you find that there's like this, and then you become a stalker. Like you're then stalking someone with this device to go to their house, and then you start watching their house, staking it out, and then you're like, I know my bike's in there.
This has taken a real turn.
Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, though.
You can become
the stalker,
the criminal. So there's a real like. It's difficult, but I would say it's better. I would still rather have a tracking device than not have one.
Well, if nothing else, it's just a useful bit of information to have for yourself, for your own sort of peace of mind as well.
Yeah, it is a useful step, and it is useful information that you can pass on to the relevant police authorities to help you. I mean, the interesting thing is I did, when researching this, have a look, and there is actually a tracking device on there that you can get that's this called a 360 tile sticker.
Yeah, Tile is one of the big brands, a competitor to the Apple AirTag technology, really.
With that particular product, you can apply for like a waiver on it that disables the anti-stalker mode. Yeah. Right, that would alert the thief. But in doing that, you're basically saying that you're not going to be a stalker yourself, and you're opening yourself up to a load of liability legally with a load of other things, and they can then you agree that they can track your location at all times.
Oh, God.
So they have access to all of your location data all of the time, and they can do anything with that. They can give that to any third party. So, it's a bit...
This is an area that I've looked at in the past for my bikes and my bags when traveling around. One of the biggest frustrations I found was kind of what you alluded to earlier, was that a lot of the technology tends to be Apple focused and based. Google has actually opened up its own equivalent sort of mesh network recently, which kind of means some of this technology is available for Google Android users as well. I think I might try and start to make use of it a bit more in the coming weeks and months, maybe.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to give this a go and see what it's like, and then just be useful when flying or traveling with a bike. I'm really intrigued to see it do its thing. I also think that just this kind of technology in general with these tags, I would welcome it to be included in more cycling products. Like, I see no reason why it couldn't be included in, I don't know,
group sets, electric group
shifters
sets.
And things like that.
I tell you what, I think one of the big falling blocks will be, like lots of technology, is the licensing fees and agreements. Do you know, I think the price is the factor that's limiting stuff, not the technology.
Yeah.
As we said at the start of the show, though, the most important thing is to keep your bike safe and secure in the first instance.
Yeah.
This is like an additional tool to help.
Yep.
I think I'm keen to hear other people's thoughts on this as well. So let us know in the comments section down below if you've got any experience with like tracking devices and stuff like that, and if you've ever had a bike stolen and managed to recover it.
Yeah, and also if you've not set up privacy zones on your tracking, on your ride tracking app, like for example, Strava, do set up privacy zones, because it is a fact. People have been targeted by bike thieves who've used that location data to track them down.
Stay safe, guys. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, people's homes do get targeted in that way.
All right.
Time now for Hot Tech, and first up this week, we spotted a new TT bike being used at the Tour of the Alps, one of the pre-Giro warm-up races. This was being ridden by Luke Plapp of Jayco Alula, who at the time was the race leader after a brilliant result on the previous stage of Summit finish, and unveiled out a few new toys. So it's a brand new giant Trinity.
Yeah.
The previous giant Trinity was quite long in the tooth. Been around quite a long time.
Yeah, it had been around for a little while. One of the few remaining rim brake bikes in the World Tour Pro Peloton.
Yeah, so I think now it's only the Bianchi Aquila TT bike, or Bianchi Eagle.
If you don't speak Italian.
It's used by Arkea.
Yeah. I think I don't want to say it's a sad moment that rim brakes are almost completely gone, because I'm quite happy seeing disc brakes raced at the top level. But it does sadden me slightly to think there's another rim brake option that's gone for people.
Yeah. Well, I think it probably got to the point where the wheel options were becoming more limited for
you're sort of
team.
If you're trying to compete at the top of the sport, you need to use the latest and greatest technology, don't you?
So yes, the new one is disc brake. It also is it's a very sleek looking machine. There's definitely changes that have been made with regards to, when you look at the fork in particular, it's a lot deeper than the previous bike, taking advantage of the updated UCI rules, but not taking much of as an advantage as they could have done. With what's allowed with tube shapes now, they could have made a lot of the tube profiles a lot deeper, and they haven't, which is intriguing, because I've spoken to people who say there's a number of things around this. You are increasing more weight, and also there's diminishing returns, because apparently that you increase skin friction drag, I'm told, as well.
You took that straight out of my mouth. I was going to say, Ollie was telling me all about skin friction the other day, in like a bike sense, not in a weird way.
Yeah, not like in the toilets at work.
Yeah, that would definitely be weird. Anyway, moving on, let's talk about helmets next. So, following on from talking about Luke Plapp, he was also using a new time trial helmet, which we have both been laughing about, saying, look, it looks like it has a little bit of a bum crack on the top of the head.
In this photo, you can see what I mean. It does look like he's got a bum crack, like he's got like a bum on his head. That is what it looks like.
Kind of. Right, so actually we've got a sensible article over on the GCN website taking a look about the bike and the time trial helmet. So bear in mind, I don't know this for 100% sure, but the idea behind the shape of it is to try and control and direct the airflow around the rider's shoulders. That's about right?
Yeah.
And then the channel down the middle is trying to get some of that airflow straight down the rider's back. That's the theory behind it.
Yeah.
That's what the bum crack is for, I think.
Theory.
That's the bum crack theory.
Is it? Right, okay. Well, I just wish they'd called it that in their marketing. I mean, this is another TT helmet. This is quite tame, and it's quite small by the standards of the recent trend.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know from the viewers, if you were going speed dating, right, with a bunch of non-cyclists, and you'd lost a bet and you had to wear one of the current crop of time trial helmets from the World Tour, which one would you go for?
This would probably be towards the top of my list.
Would it?
Well, it's better than some of them that are out there.
Yeah?
Yeah. It just, at least with the slightly shorter tailed time trial helmets, when you like look around, you wouldn't be like bashing people at the end
I
of
think
it.
the Rudy project's like one that's like the bin, like the waste paper basket one is the bottom of mine.
What I do think...
Closely followed by the Arrowhead 2.
Okay. What I do think is not playing into the favour of this helmet is the clear visor. So
it was wet.
If you reduce the shape of the visor slightly, obviously you're going to lose some of the aero advantage, but then I feel like it makes it a little bit more in line with what we would say a traditional looking helmet.
Yeah.
What's also occurred to me is the visor comes so far down out of your nose, if you got some snot out of your nose, it's going to be fogging up the visor.
Yeah, which I often do.
You're a snotty boy on the time trial.
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Next up in hot tech, Colnago have a new gravel bike. This is in addition to the C68 gravel that already exists, and this one is called the G4X. Colnago are saying this is like the gravel version of the V4 RS, so it's very much a racy boy, this thing.
Yeah.
Monocoque design, revised geometry compared to the C68 gravel, 45mm wide tyre clearance, and it's using the new handlebar from Colnago, the CC.01 wide. I think the clue's in the name here. It's just a wider version of their handlebar. It's a very neat looking bike. I don't really want to give too much away about this because I think Sai was racing it at one of the Gravel World Series the other day, where he's trying to qualify for the Gravel World Champs.
You have to keep glued to the channel to see how Sai got on and if he did actually manage to qualify for the Gravel World Champs.
There you go. There's a few more bike industry woes as well, which we should probably run through to finish off hot tech.
Yeah, just quick. The bike industry still definitely seems to be suffering. Last week, there was stuff about Kona.
Yeah.
Kona bikes going on that, and then also Rafa has cut back on its North American
I've
operation.
also seen rumours stages the power meter company was shut down.
Good news for 4i.
Maybe it is.
Every cloud.
Yeah. More hot tech next week, I guess. It's now time for comments of the week, and we're going to kick things off with some comments that I've picked out from underneath last week's show.
Do it, mate.
Favourite one is from 36 Sports AWOL. I love the B-roll of you guys trying to sell bike parts in the park for any Facebook Marketplace meetup. Regardless of the price, I always meet at the local police department. Two things to unpick here. First one, that person I met in the park was not you, it was your brother.
I think a lot of people watched it and thought it was me. It wasn't me, it was my brother, yeah.
Incredible. And
little cameo.
I've never thought of meeting people at the local police department to sell
I don't
a bike.
know anyone that does that.
Is that possible?
Who is this person? Who goes on Facebook Marketplace and goes, yes, I will collect the goods in person from the police department.
Maybe people do.
Where do you live?
Maybe the
Detroit?
joke's on us. Maybe the joke's on us.
God.
Next comment, I said, someone says, I think you two are very entertaining and enjoyable to watch together. I appreciate everything you do.
Oh.
Thanks for just being you.
Thank you.
Thanks, that's a very kind person.
Marcus Leenderson says, when I was new to cycling, I bought what I thought was a Pinarello Dogma F8 Sky Edition from a friend. Turned out it was a Chinarello. Bought it for around 2,500 quid.
That is a sad story.
Well, I think, not only what you thought was a Pinarello, you bought it from what you thought was a friend.
Yeah.
By the sounds of things.
That's a tricky situation, that one. I don't like it.
Gaslighting.
That sounds awful. Okay, next, some comments from underneath my video from last weekend where I was looking at the differences between carbon and aluminium handlebars. Someone has said, fun fact, Alex said the words handlebar/handlebars 48 times in a 10-minute video.
I love that was counted.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That's great.
Handlebars, handlebars, handlebars. We'll have a little montage. Handlebars, handlebars, handlebar, handlebars, handlebar, handlebar, handlebar trumpet. Handlebars, 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 have a handlebar, 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 and the handlebar, 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 handlebars, handlebar, to the handlebars, or handlebars, or handlebars, 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 the handlebar, handlebar, the handlebar, handlebar, the handlebars, handlebar, 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 handlebars, handlebars, handlebar, handlebar, handlebars, handlebar, but
Bug Eye Sprite says, love your video, Alex. Clear, informative, and entertaining.
See, I picked out the positive ones. I didn't pick out.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks. I didn't pick out any of the nasty ones where people were like, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah, what an idiot. This guy knows nothing about handlebars.
Does he even know how to ride a bike?
Yeah.
Okay, then the dream build was next. You run through these, go on.
So if you've not seen this, this is where Alex is building his dream bike. There's a part 2 coming out very soon this weekend, so make sure you turn on your notifications, subscribe to catch that, because the first part, it was just I really liked it. It was beautifully shot.
Thanks, man.
And a bit different from what we normally do.
Yeah.
But they said, Brian Rainey says, I knew they were giving you that mega toolkit for a reason.
Yeah.
Campy always for a dream bike, and titanium is the bonus.
Yeah, Park Tools hooked us right out with that absolute boss toolkit, didn't they?
Yeah.
Love that.
I'm quite jealous of that. I quite want one of those.
We'll probably just have to share. I think they're quite expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can share. I know I said I wouldn't share to start with, but we will.
Oh, thanks.
Wouter says, this video was a nice change of pace, lovely cinematography, completely unexpected, love the build, super nice looking, interesting components, enjoy the bike. And then finally, Chris Rides Bike says, what a cool old team car, can you make a video, bracket series of now versus then? We've already discussed it, we're going to try do it.
Yeah, we want to do like a retro modern team car thing, because we both like cars.
Yeah.
And they are actually just really cool.
Right, it's now time for the bike vault. If you want to submit your bike into the bike vault, and then we can pick it out.
The uploader is working.
The uploader is working.
Yeah.
Link in the description down below. Get involved. It's fun to see so many bikes getting uploaded again. Yeah. So first submission is from Winston with a, what is this?
What is that?
A Cirque A30M. Oh, it's titanium group set. SRAM Force. Nice. Really?
Yeah, it's a nice.
Okay. Just a nice. Next one in is from
Panasonic DX4000.
No, it says submission by Dumbass.
Is that the camera that he's used?
Maybe, yeah. Started working for Panasonic, so I had to buy a Panasonic. Gearing is a little bit taller than my Customs 3140 gearing on my gravel bike. What do we think of it? I like it. Super retro. It's at a jaunty angle, but I think we can forgive that on retro bike like this.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's a nice. It's just not presented right. Oh, that crankset, that chain set is beautiful though, isn't it?
Well, that might be enough to sway you onto a super nice, perhaps.
I don't like that big log. And the pampas grass.
Okay, so a nice for the log and the grass, super nice for the bike?
No.
Okay, super nice.
L'Incredible Forever has a 2021 Giant TCR Advanced SL SRAM Force E-Tap on there.
Like it. Oh, I like the colours.
Yeah.
It's good. Like a blue to red fade.
That is smart,
Tan
isn't it?
walls.
That is very smart.
Do you think you might super nice the wall as well? Looks nice.
That's a good wall, isn't it? Good wall, that. Rate it.
Are we getting up super nice?
Yeah, I think that is a super nice bike. Love a TCR.
I think it's... Yeah, I can get on board with that for sure. Super nice. Next up is...
Johannes Paukestad.
Fantastic job on that. It's a Colnago. Bought an old Colnago, rebuilt it with the latest Dura Ace 2x11 mechanical, as well as Spinergy Rev X. Oh, love those wheels.
Oh God. Did you see the wobble I had with that spinach, that front spinach?
I've not seen it yet.
In the Hotter video.
No, but Cy told me that you hated it.
Show a clip.
Oh, it feels sketchy, that. Bloody hell. Oh God. Got a bit of a speed wobble then. The front end.
Terrifying.
I've got a set of these wheels in my garage. Maybe I'll get them out. You can ride them.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know what? The Spinergy wheels, I really used to love them.
I think we can go super nice on that.
Yeah?
What do you think? Yeah.
Super nice, just for the Dura Ace chain set.
Yeah.
Manda's 1301 Ritchie Logic Road from 1997. Again, Dura Ace on it. I like that. Ooh. 7700 group set, hand-built wheels. Oh, tubeless tyres on a retro bike. I like that.
I'm going super nice on that.
Yeah, super nice.
That is a good one.
That was an easy one. Oh, next up, finish off the bike vault, is my personal retro bike.
No, that is a nice. What are you doing, propping it against the...
Right, it was a quick fire picture, okay?
I don't care.
It was a last minute rush, slapdash job.
You should lead by example, and that is not leading by example. That is shoddy.
Joke's on me, right? Because look at the next picture down. You actually know what happened to this bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hub. I rode this bike. I was really smug. I thought I was incredible because I had a cool retro bike. I did 15, 20 minutes of riding with everybody. The rear hub broke. Here's a picture of the rear hub. I'm sad. I'm still not over it.
But it's all right, because you've got like a drawer filled with Dura Ace rear hubs at home, haven't you? Just lying around. So you just pop one of those in.
They're just obscured slightly by the number of Dura Ace cranks.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Si sent me a link to an auction site that was selling off Dura Ace cranks, and some of them were at £100.
Really?
This is genuinely true.
Really?
One of them was at £86.
That's quite an elaborate, like, ruse you've gone to try and clear your name.
I'll put a screen grab up on
You've taken
screen.
to selling all of your Dura Ace cranksets for £100.
Yeah, and then I'm going to buy them back.
Yeah.
Buy them back to prove my point. Right,
Cool.
That's enough of this week's GCNTech show. I've had a great time. I think Ollie's had a good time.
Right.
Hopefully you have too.
Yeah, stay tuned for Alex at the Giro later this week. Bye.
Bye.